So guys, welcome back to the channel like always. And today I have the H30i Soundcore by Anker headset. Now, the regular price for this is about $39.99 on their website, including what's that place called? Amazon online. But I happen to find mine at my local Ross for $24.99. Now, there were about maybe 7 or 8 of them at one location, but there's only one left where I go to, which is Avon Market. But it may still be there for the person that's interested in the Philadelphia area that wants a headset of the Soundcore Anker Persuasion without spending too much money. So anyway, a little bit specs. It has fast charging, which 5 minutes of charging gives you 4 hours of battery life on the headset itself, which is not bad. Bluetooth 5.3, if you see right here, you get a total of 70 hours. You have a bass up feature. It does work with the Soundcore application, which I'm going to show you guys. This does have multi-point connection. I'm going to show you how to set up the multi-point because you're able to use the actual application itself in order to sync multiple devices. So keep that in mind. It does say it has all day comfort, which that's really to the eye of the beholder. To each their own. Obviously, the way I wear it's going to be a little bit different than the way you guys wear it. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, with that being said, 40 millimeter dynamic drivers. So it's going to have a lot of bass, a lot of sound. I haven't used this personally, but I do think it's going to be pretty good. They haven't failed me so far with most of their products. Let's get right into the review and not waste any more time. So as soon as you take this out of the box, this is the product right here that's wrapped up in this little felt cloth, whatever you want to call it. It's up to you if you want to use it over again, or if you have your own headphone case, feel free and use it. So let's put that to the side for now. It does come with the, right here, 3.5 headphone jack, if you see it right here. Now it won't have any type of speaker on it. The reason being is because the headset itself has the microphone built into it, so you don't have to worry about that. And yes, the microphone will work in a headset if it's plugged in through USB. Sorry, not USB. What is this called? If it's plugged into the 3.5 headphone jack, it still will work through sound. It automatically recognizes that it's connected to a device. It doesn't need to be charged for that, so keep that in mind. But again, you also have the Bluetooth option. So looks like everything is outside of the box. Let me toss that to the side. So you have your cord right here. You have your actual Soundcore booklet and information. So you have this right here, left side, right side, how to sync it to the Bluetooth. It gives you the button controls and things like that in case you're interested and wondering what to do. I am going to check to see if the application allows you to change a lot of that stuff. And to be honest with you, the rest of this, I don't really care what else it says. We're going to go over the application itself anyway. Now, what you're here to actually see, the actual headset. I think this looks really good, personally. It's a little lightweight. They don't feel too heavy. Let me pull this out. This, I'm not sure what this is. I'm not sure if this is actual metal or if it's just like a cheap aluminum, whatever it is. But the slide is actually pretty accurate. Doesn't take much effort to slide this up and down, back and forth. It does give a little bit resistance, but so far it's pretty good. So it seems like a solid product. You do have your soft material right here. Just keep in mind if you have hair clips or something in your ear, a pick, or just rubber bands or something, it's possible it can get caught in this and tear this up, and it's not replaceable, unfortunately. You do have the option for these to swivel because this actually collapses like so. You can just put it in your book bag. There's also twist, and this part right here actually swivels also because depending on the way you use the headset on your head, you know, it just gives you the maximum comfortability to be able to kind of customize the fit of the headset itself. Now, if you look at the bottom, you have your plus and minus. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right side. Okay, here we go. Right side, left side. So the left side doesn't have any buttons whatsoever. From what I see, everything is on the right-hand side. So you have your headphone jack right here, your charger port. You have the, what is this button? Play, pause button, volume up and down. So very simplistic, very easy to use. As long as you memorize the button placement, I think you'll be perfectly fine. I'm trying to think, where's the power button? I'm going to assume that maybe this pause and play is probably the power, and we'll check that out in the next section. But so far, it seems like a pretty cool headset, pretty solid. Reminds me of the old-fashioned Sonys I used to get back in the day where, you know, they prioritized the quality of the sound more so than the actual aesthetic of the headset. But this still looks pretty good in my opinion. Let me just lay that flat for people to see it. Here we go. How it looks. Cool headset. So the sync process isn't too difficult. Just going to go ahead and hold this button, the pause and play. I'm going to see if that's the power button. We talked about that. Yep. Powered on. All right, so it's blinking right now. Now I'm not sure if I had to hold it, but I just powered it on and it's blinking. So I want to see if that's enough to put it in Bluetooth pairing mode. Let me go ahead and unlock my phone. I'm going to show you guys how to sync this to an Apple device first, and then we're going to sync it to a Android device. Same process, but then we're going to go into the application. I'm going to show you how to also do the multi-point. So just hold on tight for that part. Go to Bluetooth. All right, search in. Here we go. Soundcore H30i's. Just tap it. Automatically synced for Apple devices. For Android devices, the process is going to be slightly different, and I'm going to show you that right now. So I'm going to power this back on again. Let's do that. All right, it's powered on. I'm going to let it put itself back into sync mode. See it blinking. And what I'm going to do here is, there's the tablet. Let me see. My tablet right here. You get out of the settings of YouTube Studio. Bluetooth. It should sync it. Well, it should find it. Here we go. Soundcore H30i. You go ahead and tap it. And that is the way that you sync it. It's very simplistic. It's very easy to do. Android might require you to just say yes or ask for permissions first, and then you say yes. But outside of that, the process of actually putting it in pairing mode is very simple. So I unsynced it to this device, right? I put forget. I ended up turning off the device, turning it back on, which, to be honest, when I deleted the device in the iPhone, it looked like it put itself back in pairing mode automatically, but I still did power cycle the headset, and it put itself right back into sync mode. So for the person out there that may get this headset, someone else is using it, they give it to them, make sure that you delete the original device. You don't have to, but it's just better to do that if you know the person, so it won't accidentally connect to them. And then when you power cycle the headset, which is power down and power on, it'll automatically put itself in sync mode. So there you go, guys. Pretty simple, pretty easy to do. Now, because this is already connected, I'm going to go ahead and just play a couple songs for you guys to give you an idea of the quality of sound, bass, and things like that. Keep in mind, I am not a professional when I speak about this, but I just enjoy talking about headsets in general. All right, so I have the headset on. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and play Warzone first instead of the other one. The bass is extremely rich, very deep bass. Soundcore is good at that. Ooh. This is a bass monster right here. Everything sounds super clear. Let me turn it up, make sure it doesn't break apart when I turn it up. Nope. Okay. So the first thing you're going to notice with this headset is the bass. Let me put it down so you guys can see it. Take it off my head. All right, so the first thing you're going to notice with this headset is it has a lot, and I mean a lot of bass. The quality of this bass is very, very good. I will always compare Soundcore earphones to Beats and Monster headsets and so many others because it's in a I'm not gonna say it's a category of its own. The cheaper headsets for Anker sound just as good as a lot of the not top tier. Obviously, if you're a music creator, you would go to a real music store and get your headphones. You wouldn't buy a Soundcore headset. You will buy something that's more professional and catered to a particular sound. But for the rest of us that are just looking for just a regular product that sounds good, that feels good, I could honestly say that I love the sound. Now the bass is very heavy on this. Now keep in mind, there are some sound profiles for this device. I did not change any of them. I left them alone, and this is just a regular JLab signature sound. The bass is very, very heavy. The instruments playing in the background, like the violin and different things, the quality of the sound did not suffer at all when I was using this headset. Though I will say that the bass really, it didn't overpower anything. You can hear all the instruments probably the way it's intended to be heard, in my opinion, just my opinion. But the bass is extremely strong. So for the people out there that used to love the original Beats by Dre's and the bass was just insane, Soundcore basically took that model and cleaned up the bass where it's just not all over distorted and all over the place. Even at a higher octave, it just played very, very well, even at 100%. There was no static. There was no, connectivity issues so far. It sounds pretty good. Anyway, I'm going to play Fire and Ice because that actually has vocals, and then we're going to talk shortly after that. Let me put this back on my head. All right, here we go. Fire and Ice. Yeah, this bass is actually very overpowering with the other. It still sounds good, but you could change the bass up and an equalizer if you really want to. Through the Soundcore app if you want, or a different musical equalizer. I'm just waiting for the vocals to kick in. It's about to. Ice and fire. Again, it sounds super good in this headset right now. Again, the only issue that I can find is that some people might find that the earmuffs are a little small. So, you know, all that compressed sound is going to go into just one area of your head. But so far, again, it's not bad at all. Even though it doesn't have the active noise cancellation in the transparency mode, the quality of sound doesn't suffer because of that. A lot of times headphones require you to put on those features in order for the quality of sound to really shine. But again, Soundcore uses probably the same sound profile on most of their headsets. They just rebrand different ones or make them every so many years the same type of headset, a slight modifications and upgrades from the last model. But if the sound isn't broken, they're not going to fix it. It is the way that it is. And the higher you go in price tag, a lot of times the cleaner the sound actually is. And that says a lot, because this is actually good enough for probably 90% of people that hear this. Anyway, don't have anything bad to say about it. I actually like their sound. I already expect their sound. I have Soundcore headsets already, so this was just on brand for me. I already knew that I was going to like it. But it is nice to just still go through this process so that the people, the regular viewership, can decide on their own. I also suggest looking at other people's reviews, because the way I feel, someone else may feel entirely different, and that might suggest you a cheaper or better option. You never know. But anyway, let's go on to the next section. So guys, I currently have the headset connected. This is Resident Evil 2 Remake for people that are interested in what the game is, because, you know, I do believe in letting you know what I play. And just to verify that it is, in fact, connected right now, I'm going to go over to, where is it, Bluetooth. And if you see where this is highlighted right here, it says Soundcore H30i is currently paired. So that's how you know. And then when I press the volume up and down, Soundcore H30i, the Steam Deck actually lets you know what device you're currently connected to, which is a pretty cool feature. So anyway, back to the game. So if there are people wondering why I'm doing this section right here, very simple reason. Whenever you buy a headset, some people want a well-rounded headset. And what that means is it works for music, it works for your everyday tablet, it works for maybe your Xbox, you might want to use it for your PS5. Not everyone wants to just buy separate headsets for everything. Because it has multi-point, it's very important to test the quality of sound. Don't mind the lag, and nothing I can do about it. It's a Steam Deck. All right, so far, all the sounds, everything from running into walls to shooting, it just sounds really good. And I'm about to show you a section right now where I'm about to shoot some people. And I'll give you a more accurate assessment of how it sounds. Yeah. As soon as I shoot the rocket launcher, when the sound collides with the wall, as you see, the sounds are on point. And for some people, you may think, what does that mean? Well, some people use headsets for gaming mode. And what gaming mode does is normally it gives you a stronger connection, so that when you hear footsteps, howls, breathing, if you're playing Call of Duty and you hear someone running the bullet direction, all of that is important when you immerse yourself in the headset. Now, I know the average gamer may not understand this, but let me just kind of break it down. If you ever play a game, use a headset and just try it. Play the whole game through a headset. You will be fully immersed in what the game offers, especially if it's of high quality, God of War, different stuff like that, State of Decay. You want to be immersed in a game, and it makes the realism feel better. Having quality headphones, these 40mm drivers, really drive the point home that the quality of sound just does not suffer whether you're listening to music, podcasting, or anything. I love this, man. And even though I'm a little tongue-tied because I'm doing it in real time as I play the game, this is a really, really good headset. That 70-hour battery life is going to just... So many people are going to love this. Like, you can probably leave these on. Yeah, let me kill these dogs. You can leave this headset on, come back to it because it has the long standby mode, and your battery life should still be pretty good. It's a good headset. Like I don't have anything bad to really say about it outside of just how it fits my head. It does feel a little bit tight, but there are ways to loosen headphones. Yeah, it's pretty good. $40. This is definitely a really good purchase for $40. So I'll leave it at that. And remember, guys, the moment you sync this, whatever Bluetooth device, Android or Apple we're talking about right now, to a headset, automatically when you go to the Soundcore app, as long as it's turned on, it can find the product that you have, and you can just add it. So I did the P25, as you can see. The C30's here. This is the V whatever it's called, and this is the H30 right here. I'm going to press connect because I found a device. Here we are. It tells you how to wear it. I believe there probably is an update for this. Let me just double check and make sure. Oh no, it says up to date, so that's a good thing. Good to hear. And I have to cut away. Normally I cut away and just let the update happen. So it'll let you know about a low battery prompt. I'm not sure how that sounds personally, because I never ever let any headset ever get so low that it blinks. But that's just me. That's just my analness. I just hate when stuff is dying like that. But anyway, you have this option right here which says sound effects. This is the default, which we talked about, equalizer. That's what it's always going to be on, regardless of whether you have the application or not. And then you have the option for acoustic, bass booster, bass reducer. I don't know why you would need bass booster with these, but there's someone out there that just love bass, so to each their own. You have so many different genres that you can switch to as is. Now, you also have the option for a custom EQ, which I used to do that all the time when I had, I forgot what the application was called, Power Amp. Back in the day, I still use it whenever I have a non-Samsung device. I like Samsung Music Player the best, but I like Power Amp's Music Player also. But I'm currently, using the iPhone, so they got their own thing going on. Anyway, the point is that, Soundcore has their own equalizer. So when you switch it, it should in fact work for everything, whether you're gaming, whether you're watching a YouTube video. A lot of times the equalizers that go into just a music player is strictly for that music player. And when you stop using it, you're back at square one where the sound is not the way that you want it to sound. So just keep that in mind. Now, let me just see if there's any controls. I don't like there's any controls. I guess the physical controls, we'll talk about that toward the end. You have dual connection right here. So this is what I wanted to show you guys. So when you tap onto it, right, it says the history is Ian's iPhone. That's the last thing that was paired to. This is the current one, the Galaxy A9 5G. So what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to press connect device. Got it. Here we go. Your headphones can now be discovered, and it's blinking right here because it's back into pairing mode. That is how you use it in order to do dual connection. That's what it's called, multi-point. Then all I have to do is unlock my phone, go back here. It's in sync mode, so it popped right up, Anker H30i. Keep in mind this was on the whole time. In order to use the application, the headset has to be on, otherwise it'll disconnect. And I'm just going to go ahead and tap it, and boom, we are connected to the H30i. Both of them are connected now. But like I said before, I'm not going to keep this connected to this phone. I just wanted to show you guys how multi-point actually worked. And now that you know, let me delete it, and we're going to go over to the next section now. So guys, this is how the headset is going to sound when you're recording something, if you're outside, if you're doing any type of videography, or just having a regular conversation for the most part. But just keep in mind, during conversations, it also matters the type of network that you're using, whether it's Metro by T-Mobile, Cricket, AT&T. It will determine how the quality and the Bluetooth connectivity of the device. But if you like how I sound in this section, and it sounds clear, it sounds precise, you can understand everything that I'm saying, then you're not going to have an issue with the headset itself in terms of the microphones. Now, I do want to say this last part for the people out there that are jogging and running and doing so many different things. If I use this on a scooter, you're going to have a problem. You're going to hear more air than anything else. The quality of the microphones don't compare to, let's say, AirPods or Beats or, the higher end buds. So just keep that in mind, but it's still good. Anyway, that's pretty much it. So let's talk about the actual button controls. This is actually important because unfortunately, if you ever had a Soundcore by Anker product, a lot of them you can change the double taps, triple taps if it has it, or hold buttons. You can't change it with this particular headset. Whatever the presets are for the buttons itself, it is what it is. So to kind of recap, you have volume up, volume down, and then we have the pause and play. These are the three buttons that we're talking about right now, so keep that in mind. So if you hold the back button, which is minus, it will actually change the song if you hold it for 2 seconds. If you tap it once, it'll do volume down. If you hold the button going forward, which is the plus button to go forward, it'll skip a song. And then if you tap it once, it'll actually control volume up and volume down. It says right here, if you hold the power button for 3 seconds, it'll turn it off, turn it on. If you tap it once, it's pause and play. So for the people that aren't aware of this button right here, right above, or I guess you could say below the headphone jack, it's pause and play. It also doubles down as the power button. So that's what we're talking about. And then the plus and minus are the plus and minus. So that's self-explanatory. Let's get back to it real fast before I can end this video. If you tap it 3 times, it says bass up. So you have the ability to have a preset where the bass will kick even more than what I already said it does. And I highly doubt you need more, but to each their own. I'm not here to tell you no. If you're in a phone call, that's what this symbol is for right here. This one's for media that we just talked about. Tap once is to hang up or answer. No. Actually, tap once is to answer the phone call and to hang up the phone call, it looks like. If you hold it for 1 second, it'll actually, the play button, it'll actually hang up the phone call. And if you're already in a phone call. So keep that in mind. The first one is hang up and answer. The second one is hang up while you're in a call. You hold it for 1 second. And if you double tap, you can put this thing on mute and unmute. Now, what I will say about that is you would think that they would just have a physical mute button on the headset. Seems pretty lazy not to have that. But again, for the value, for the price, for what they're giving you, I do want to say that this is pretty good. The button controls are extremely simple. And I don't think there's really anything else to show you guys outside of the QR code, and then the language starts changing. You have all these statements, so it is what it is. You got enough. That's the instructions. There you go. So the question is this headset actually worth $39.99? Absolutely. If you happen to go to Ross and you see it for $24.99, you better pick it up. Even if you're not in the category of headphones right now, if you have $24.99 to spare at a Ross building and you happen to see this, get the headset. You will not be disappointed on the quality that it brings. You may use it later on. You may decide to re-gift it, gift it to somebody else. Do whatever you got to do. Just save your money and be smart about it. So let's do a small recap. You have 70 hours of battery life. You have Bluetooth 5.3. I didn't see anything that said any type of IP rating, so I'm going to assume that basic sweat and raindrops might be okay, but outside of that, keep it out of the water. You have multi-point, which I showed you how to do that. 5 minutes give you 4 hours of charge, which is not bad, especially if you're commuting from point A to point B. And again, you have a total of 70 hours of battery life. This guy uses USB-C, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm an iPhone 15 Plus user, so most of my products all use USB-C. I don't believe in walking around with a bunch of different cords to charge stuff. That's just foolishness. So get on that, Apple, and hurry up and make some AirPods with USB-C. Stop playing games. But regardless, everything about this is really good. It works very well. I didn't have any connectivity issues whatsoever. I mean, there was an occasional when I pressed play, it felt like the song kind of like stuttered for just a quick second when I pressed play. That could just be the software compatibility on my iPhone to the Soundcores. I don't know. But outside of that, I didn't have any disconnect issues. It works great for me. I love the headset. And I do plan on probably gifting this toward the end of the year, because I do donate a lot of the electronics, or I give it to people on, where I live, and businesses and stuff that help us out with mail and different things. So, it's definitely going back in the package. But very good headset. Very good headset. Also, for you guys interested, I will be comparing these to the Soundpeach Space very soon. And this has active noise cancellation and transparency mode, pass through and all that stuff. But hey, listen, what matters is the quality of sound. And this passes flying flying colors. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care, be safe. Peace.